They fake the give. Newton. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. It's caught on the right side at Smith. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The Vikings had 3 and 8 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Again, it's Cousins. Here's Fuller with a catch. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point up and good by Folk. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. All again on 2nd down. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet 1st down. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
Wilson's throw complete there to Berrios. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 32 that time.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. He's at the 50, the 30, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position to be in the right spot, as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1 yard pickup there on second. This defense for the Vikings, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
They'll run with Hall, and he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give them the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play action. Now Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Vikingsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Now Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's got Rome. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They'll get 34 yards there. They're good at running the screen. Sometimes it's probably taken for granted, though. You need a good deal of deception in there, don't you?
You certainly do. And you know what else you need? The people who aren't involved in the deception to make sure they hold their blocks and someone doesn't flash too quickly in the face of the quarterback.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Will Fuller with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns. Folk connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best...
And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Partner, I came into this game eager to see how they would hold up in man coverage. And on that play, they held up quite well.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points. That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On 2nd and 10, Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be caught. But out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Lewis Cine. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch him a little bit because...
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. There's Hall bringing in another one. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Throwing again here, Wilson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Here's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
On third down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
So if you factor the safety, this is going to be a 5-point swing all told.
And if you're winning, I think you say, fine by me, we'll take it. But when you're losing, I think you have to say, we let a good opportunity get away.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
From the 25 on second down, Cousins airing it out deep for Smith. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
That's a really good job in execution. They avoided the flag downfield and avoided giving up yardage for free. Really good coverage.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Play fake, Cousins. He's got Smith here. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. On now the former Vol, Michael Palardy. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick it.
I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Now it's Wilson. He's going to air one out. And my goodness, another interception. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
first down. Here's the run with Cook.
And he's got it to about the 40.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run it again with Cook. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Here's Cousins. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 12 more yards there and another first down. They'll run with Cook. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? They try again with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
Dalvin Cook hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. From the 39, Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. He's got a man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Garrett Wilson
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Jets are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Now Zuerlein on to add the extra point. And the lead cut down to 9.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone.
So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw complete to his receiver, Thielen.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They go play action. Cousins.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
They'll throw again. Cousins.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. To throw is Cousins. It's caught. Smith.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
A first down throw for Cousins.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
On second down, Cook. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On third down, Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
Touchdown! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon, and they're able to add on to their advantage.
Cook, they'll try and run it.
And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down, here's Hall.
And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there.
On first down, right back to Hall.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Open man is Uzomah. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Fourth down. Here's Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the fourth down play doesn't work. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cousins looking here for Smith downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On play action, Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. Airing it out deep for Smith. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Here's Michael Palardy now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And this is caught. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Elijah Moore, 44 yards. And the Jets are able to cut into that deficit. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that second down.
Going with a dime look on defense. Blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Play action now, Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that Not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Wilson.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets.
Garrett Wilson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, it's Cook. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he is going to lose yardage here. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Cousins. Over the middle, complete. That's Fuller. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down That's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably...
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Folk connects on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Looking to throw on second down. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And now here is another interception. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking up one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
Following the interception, Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A safety with a sack there, LaMarcus Joyner. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing second and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
To try again after the sack, Cousins. And, oh, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Brandon Echols. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached.
And my goodness, another interception. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Cousins now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Cousins to throw it. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vikings. C.J. Ham, 63 yards. And the Vikings are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Folk. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Berrios now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Flushed out right. He finds Wilson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Flush to his right, looking for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Escaping the pressure right. Touchdown, Jets. C.J. Uzomah, 28 yards. And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So down a couple scores, only 1 timeout left. You figure they have to get this one. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes, and boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Cousins gives way to Cook. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 98 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on. Second down, they go right back to Cook. Room here to run. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook taking it in from a yard out. And the Vikings are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. Folk connects on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Taken at the 15, a short kick.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points and there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite.
And now here is another interception.
And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 15. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Cousins here to throw. He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Continuing to keep their foot on the gas. And it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally. They're having a blast out there all game long. When they throw the football, they're picking up nice chunks of real estate, significant yardage on just about every throw that they make. And there's another one there, and they continue to have that fun that you just talked about.
Throwing, Cousins. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed.
And the Jets come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. But is this defense